Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, you are heartily welcome. If you've been here before, welcome. In this video, I'm going to be telling you how to get 300 plus in your JAMB 2025 or any other year you've taken JAMB, and how I got 300 plus in JAMB. If you want to know all the details of this video, watch it to the very end and you get tangible information that you might apply or tips you might apply in your preparation to get 300 and above, or you get a very good score. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay, let's go. Grab your paper and pen and let's do this together. My name is Chimamanda and I was a candidate of the 2024 JAMB exam, and it was quite a bittersweet experience. A lot of ups and downs and a lot of studying went on, I must tell you. So the first tip to getting 301 in your exam is to have the mindset, set the goal. All the videos you've watched, they told you to set a goal of 300, but it's very important. I'm saying it again, so it's just like a reminder. If you want to get 301, go write it down in a book like I did. I wrote it on a day I saw that JAMB registration has started, though there are many people taking this exam and there are many people who want to get a very high score. So I set my own score and I wrote it in a book that by God's grace I'm going to get 300 and something, and I wrote it down and I worked towards it. I said I'm going to take away every distraction, everything that will make me not to get this goal. So that was what I did. Set your mindset that okay, Amanda, you're going to get 300 plus in JAMB. I'm going to get 290. I'm going to get 250, depending on your goals and your course or any other reason why you want to get that score. Get motivations why you want to get this score. Get things that will keep you going down, even though you're tired. Things that will just make you to remember, see what you want to get. Do you understand? Your motivation can be your parents, your auntie, your uncle, what people are looking up to for your teachers, your guardian. You get? So I had quite a number of motivation, because when I got tired at some point, I'll use it to remind myself that this is what I said I'm going to do. This is the motivation. This, and it just keep you going. So number one, my auntie, she's in Lagos, so she told me to get 300 plus. She said that she wants me to get 300 plus. I've already said that goal before she told me though, but it kept me going. She said that she wanted me to get 300 plus. She helped me in a number of things. I'm sorry for that noise. I think this video will be quite long. Stay with me, you're going to learn a lot. That was my motivation in my auntie's side. She expected a lot. She was there encouraging me, guiding me, and just like, motivating me. The second motivation I had a deal in quotes with my uncle in the UK, and I told him that if I get more than 300, he's going to get something for me from UK, Glasgow. And yeah, that was another motivation. It really kept me going, like just reminded me you have to read, you have to study. When I'm tired, you have to get up and go study. Okay, so my parents, everybody, I just wanted to make everyone happy, like with my score and all of that. So that was that for the motivation. So you have to have a motivation, something that will keep you going, even if you get tired, even if you feel worried and just tired of reading. It's not to be not get tired, but when you want to relax too much, you remember that this is my plan. Okay, do you get this point? If you get it, let's move on to the next one. So I'm going to tell you the first thing I started doing when I started preparation. I didn't really know what I was doing too much, but the previous year, that's 2023 December, I was just holding my Prep 50 past questions. So I'm going to put the pictures of the Prep 50 series I used. As a science student, I did biology, chemistry, physics, and English. So this is Prep 50 English past question. This is Prep 50 English, Prep 50 chemistry past question. This is Prep 50 biology past question, and this is Prep 50 chemistry past question. These past questions are important. I'm going to still talk about past question later in the video, so stay with me. I was just handling the past questions. I didn't really know what I was doing, but somehow just like going through it casually. So fast forward to January, I think I attended JAMB lesson. I don't think I attended the JAMB lesson, and there, if I go there, I'll just be answering past questions. That was what I was just doing. At that time I didn't really have a serious goal, a serious schedule. Do you get? So I was just trying to like cover all the past questions just like that, just to be answering past questions. But pre 50 are arranged in topic by topic, so I was just doing it like that. So I started JAMB lesson, and it wasn't really helpful for me. It wasn't really effective because there was a lot of distractions. Students come there to get themselves distracted. There's only few that are quite serious. They just don't always come. They come sometimes, but you know, all these lesson things. So if I go there, I'll just be answering past questions. I was not really reading my textbook. So at some point, as I was watching this YouTube video, I watched so many YouTube videos, tips to get 300 plus, how to pass your JAMB and all of that. And at some point, I discovered that syllabus is important, which leads me to my second point. Use the JAMB syllabus. It's important to know like the topic JAMB have in mind, or the topic JAMB is going to set from. They're not going to set from all the topics though, but you just have to go through them to have an insight, an idea, and knowledge about the topics, so that when you see a certain topic in the exam, you don't say, my teacher did not teach me this one, or they don't know that one, whether they taught you or not. We have to go through them. So I'm going to tell you how I use the syllabus. So I got the syllabus. I wanted to print it out. I went to a cyber cafe, but for some reason it wasn't really possible to print all the syllabus, and you know they have the topics and then the objectives of this, so I didn't really print it. So I printed only physics, the outline of all the topics without the objective and subtopics. So I printed it. So the thing I did next was to write down all the topics: physics, English, chemistry, and biology. I wrote down. You can also do this to your art subject. I wrote down all the topics in a book. This is my syllabus book. It's not really clear, but I wrote JAMB syllabus in it. So, and each day in the syllabus, I said this is what I'm going to study. You divide biology, chemistry, physics, and English, but you have to pay more attention to your weak subjects, but don't ignore your strengths. You have to. That's why you make a schedule, you know, to have all the topics each day and when you're going to study them. So I write them down, and then each one I write, like this one is friction. I wrote down the sub topics of each one, differentiate between static and dynamic friction. This is the objective, things you have to know from the topic, things you have to have an idea of. Determine the coefficient of limiting friction, compare the advantage or disadvantages of friction, suggest ways by which friction can be reduced, analyze the factors that affect viscosity and terminal velocity, apply Stokes' law. This Stokes' law is not in the textbook, it's not in new school physics, I don't think it's there. So that's why you have to know the things in syllabus. If they're not in your textbook, you browse about it. You can use ChatGPT, helpful, and you can use Google. So this is what your syllabus can help you to achieve. So like this one is electrolysis. I think this one is for chemistry, and physics is what's going. Can you see it? So this is my syllabus book. So have a syllabus book where you write down your JAMB syllabus. Each day, if you make a timetable, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, by this time to this time I'm going to study chemistry, I'm going to study this topic, and studying it is my past question. That's why pre 50 is important. There's also other past question series that have the topics arranged. So they arrange the topic like electrolysis. They'll write all the questions that have been asked under electrolysis in JAMB. So you say, okay, I'm going to study electrolysis from 10 to 12. You read it in your textbook, you go through the syllabus and make sure you've covered everything in your textbook, and then use your past questions to make sure you can answer or attempt the questions. I'm saying long story, but this is how I did my own. So in physics, I'm going to study electrostatics. Then you go to your textbook, read it. If you don't really understand from your textbook, you can watch YouTube videos, you can use iClass. Install it in Play Store, but you're going to pay or subscribe to unlock the videos. So it's very helpful. They solve questions and they just give you a little insight on each topic. So I highly recommend, to be honest, I recommend iClass. So this is it for syllabus. Use your syllabus effectively. If you have other ways you want to use it, but this is the way that worked for me. So let's move on to the third one. So the third point is to use recommended textbook. As I already stated in my previous video on tips to pass your JAMB, use recommended textbooks: chemistry, physics, biology, government, literature, English. If you're doing arts, if you're doing science, whichever one you're doing, look for the recommended textbook in the JAMB syllabus. Is in the JAMB syllabus. If you check it, you will see it in on the down part of the syllabus. Use recommended textbook is very important. So I use chemistry. I've already done a video of the books I used: chemistry, new school chemistry, new school essential chemistry, LAMLAD chemistry, physics, new school physics, essential physics a little, Prep 50 physics for the past questions, and LAMLAD physics, and all inclusive calculation in physics. For biology, modern biology, essential biology, Prep 50 past question biology, and LAMLAD biology. So by God's grace, I had the opportunity to have as many books as possible, so I have all of them, but I borrowed a few. Like the LAMLAD biology, I borrowed it for somebody. So if you don't have much books, you can borrow, or borrowing is the best option, and you return it intact, so that person will know, say, you borrowed this book and this is how you brought it back. So just handle it care, okay? Because if it's you would like it to be in good condition. Long story short, borrow textbooks that you don't have from your teachers, guardians, friends, family, and cousins. So I think that's that for recommended textbooks. Okay, I'm going to tell you how I study. Now, this is how I study, and this is what worked for me in my own way. I'm not telling you to do the same thing I did, but I'm just telling you what worked for me. So if I bring, okay, today I'm going to study chemistry. So this is new school chemistry. I'm going to study chemistry, and I've already written down the topics I want, all the topics in the JAMB syllabus. And I said, okay, I don't really understand the periodic table. Let me study the periodic table, or let me study air and air pollution. So what I did. So see, this book is a combination of 4 books. I'm not joking. It's a combination of 4 books: chemistry, biology, physics, English. They are all here. So I now bring out chemistry. So this is chemistry. JAMB chemistry. Stay with me. I now bring this out, and I use my Prep 15 to answer questions. Like this one is separation of mixture, pure and impure substance. I answer it. I might go to the textbook. You will go to the textbook and read about it, and then answer it in your past question. Anyone you fail, write down the correction in this book, so that when you're going to do your revision, you just flip through. It's very easy for revision. You just flip through. So this is what I was doing. So see this one, you answer it. Even if you don't want to read it in your textbook, just answer it. Anyone you fail, you go back to your textbook, or you go back to the answer page. They might explain it sometimes. They don't, in Prep 50, there's no solution, so just the answers, but they'll give you an insight. So this was what I was doing. See, I was writing the corrections in this book. So this was what I was doing, especially in the late, like this is 27 February. So I was answering past questions January, February. It was even around March that time I was now scanning through my textbooks. Yeah, so my guide was past question. For me, that's what worked for me. My guide was past questions and the syllabus. Past questions and syllabus. Textbook will just help to guide you to understand it better. Thank you. You're welcome. That was what I was doing. And I also have biology, the same thing. Then I write down the corrections in this book. So when I'll do my revision, I'll just read through these things I've written down, because I failed them when I was answering the questions. So this was how I was studying physics. I was using past questions. I used the all-inclusive physics. I solved a lot of questions, a lot of things. So let me just break it down for you. Use your past question, use your notebook, write down your corrections, use your textbook. Anything you think that is a key point, you can write them down in that book. or underline them in your textbook, but it's better to write them down because you might not really have the time to come back to your textbook to flip through. So your notes is just where you write down your summaries, and it will be quite easy for you during revision. Do you get me? Do you get me? I'm teaching you now. Do you get me? Good. So that was what I was doing. Also did that in English. I was writing a lot of words. Stay with me. I was writing words of synonyms and antonyms. Look at this book. Just look at this book. Can you see it? So English, you don't really know everything, but there are a lot of words that you study. See, I was answering a lot of questions. So answer as many questions as you can in English. So what I used for English was YouTube, O3 Schools. O3 Schools was good for English. Then other channels also. So O3 Schools, I use this most importantly for vowel sounds, consonants, what the sound, then the oral part of English here. Then I use dictionary to check the meaning of words. I used A to Z. This book is good. It's not overhyped. It's good. A to Z JAMB of English. There are many sections in it. If you don't have it, I think there's a PDF version in Google. JAMB questions are even here, and it might come out in your own exam. I don't know I'm going to say this for you to understand, but I use A to Z use of JAMB, O3 Schools or YouTube, dictionary, and past question, per 50 English past question, per 50 English past question. So these things I'm telling you, they're important. So any subject you are writing, take down notes, use your past question to study, use your textbook to catch through. Some people might not agree on me with this, but this was what helped me. I studied a lot of questions, I solved them, I was busy. I used my textbook to just give me an idea of this topic. I don't really understand it. Let me just go and read it. Lamlat series, I cannot stress it enough. Lamlat series is good. Lamlat series, use Lamlat series. I'm singing that song, use Lamlat series. Especially the physics, even chemistry, even biology. There are a lot of questions there. Please use Lamlat. There's a lot of books, but please, if you cannot get it, still fine, but it's good to get it. Please, I have the chemistry, the physics, and the biology. Chemistry, physics, and maths, but I didn't write maths, so I don't have English. So the thing I don't have biology, so I borrowed from someone that I saw that have it. Yeah. So I think that's this for how I studied. Let me go to the next tip. Follow me there. The next tip is to create a study schedule. I've talked about this, but I just want to throw a little more light to this. Create a study schedule where you write down what I'm going to use. You can use sticky notes. Let me show you. See these sticky notes. This was on the 18th April. I had exam started 19th April, but this was the sticky note I used to make sure I covered everything I had to cover. Sorry for that annoying noise. So this was on 18th April 2024, and I just had to make sure I covered everything I had to cover. So the first one here is watch the chemistry revision videos, organic compound videos in iClass, start the revision questions and revisions with Lamlat, ice chemistry notes, and you see I ticked them. That means I've already done. I did all of them. So when I wrote here, with God all things are possible, I was always writing it, Matthew 19:26, with God all things are possible. So write your study schedule. Okay, if you are starting to study in January, or maybe the exam is not reaching, because the one I said now is when the exam is almost closed or is almost here. If you are studying from January, please use your syllabus. The first one is use your syllabus. Start your past question early so that you can cover all the years. Please, my friend, cover all the years if it's possible, especially the recent years, like let me just say 2010, 2024. Please make sure to cover it. It's very important. I cannot emphasize on past questions. You cannot study without using past questions. You can do that if you're a really smart person, but past questions will give you an edge. Past questions are going to make you like the exam. Another thing is to use CBT. Start from January to use CBT. The one I used very well was Test Driller app. Test Driller app. Download it in your phone in Play Store. It is also available in PC. So I was using my PC to do it. I timed myself. I reduced the time. There are a lot of tips. I don't even know how I'm going to put it, but reduce the time for when you're going to practice. So it will not be 2 hours is for JAMB, so you can reduce it to 1 hour 30 minutes and see how far you will go before that time elapsed. Do you get? So you time yourself lower than actual time and practice yourself that you just feel like I'm in an exam environment. It happened to me a lot of times. I say, okay, so this I'm going to stay in JAMB. Yes. So when you're going to get there, you might have a little tension for some time, but when it goes, you just see yourself, I've been in this position, I was writing this, so be strict. So just time yourself lower than should be in JAMB, and you see yourself being conversant with the exam environment. So let's get to the next tip. Tip I have here now is practice past questions. I've talked about this tip in my previous video, but this one is a more elaborate video. Use past questions. I've talked about it a lot, so it helps you to see how the question look like, make you to get conversant with the JAMB standard questions, and also help you to gain a lot of knowledge. If you fail anyone, please do corrections, write them down, so that when you are going to be doing your revision when the exam is near, you just scan through it and you just know what you are doing and know why you failed it and why and how not to fail it again if you get through that kind of question. Do you get? So as you're studying past question, how to use past question is just study the topic. If you're using Prep 50, which arranges the question topic by topic, read the topics in your textbook, then use the Prep 50 to answer the questions and write down your corrections. Do you get? If you're using the other type of past question, it's also okay, but you have to go through your syllabus, then you now start answering questions. Some people, when they finish reading, is when they start answering questions, but for me, I was reading and answering questions, which it worked for me. Next tip is to join study groups or online classes, or go to any lesson center near you, or maybe even far away from you, but you just want to go there. For me, lessons didn't really work for me. Maybe it's because of the lesson that I went to. For some reasons, I don't really like there, and I didn't really find going to lesson helpful for me. This thing is for me, so you can find yours helpful, and when you get there, you can teach someone. And when you are teaching someone, you are learning a lot from what you are teaching the person, and you are gaining more knowledge, and that person is gaining more knowledge, and that person can also teach you for you to gain more knowledge, and that person that is teaching you is also gaining more knowledge. More knowledge. That's what we need. Okay? Yes. So you can also join online classes, WhatsApp group. Some people you have to pay before you get to the WhatsApp group, like I think Medic Wealth. I hope I'm saying this one. This channel is also very important. He gives insights to prepare. So I'm also giving my own insights, and when you get his own insights, you can join everything together and know how to apply it in your own study to get high scores. Okay, so he has a WhatsApp group, or it has limited slots. So if you pay, you're going to get into the WhatsApp group where he will teach you a whole lot of things about your subject, and you can ask him any question. Okay, so I didn't really get an online class, but there's a class that was a group that was created. I joined. It was quite helpful a little bit. Use flashcards and summarize your notes and write down key points. I've talked about that before, right? Next thing is to be consistent in study and take breaks. Please take break. Be hydrated. Always drink water. It's very important. Drink water. It helps you to be hydrated and feel okay when studying. Please don't over stress yourself. Don't be too hard. JAMB is not that deep to kill yourself. Please. At some point, I was studying too much and everybody was worried. Many people were worried. They were like, what happened? You will not rest. When you break down on the exam, all this thing I read will be a waste. So at some point I say, I'm going to rest too, because my eyes will be heavy. I'll be so tired. I was studying a whole lot. To be honest, I was studying a whole lot. please take breaks so that you don't break down and you don't burn out. You don't go and be sick on the exam day. It will not be good at all. So it's better you don't even study everything and not be sick on the exam day, or you study everything and you be sick on the exam day and it's not going to help you at all. So please take breaks, be consistent, and you can leave your book for a day, but don't leave it like for 2 days, 3 days. No, even if you leave, you not study, at least answer some questions each day. Like each day answer like at least 10 questions, or 50 or 100 or 200. So yeah, very important. My last tip, and which is the ultimate, is to pray. Pray. Trust God, and have a God factor in your preparation is very important. With God, all things are possible. Without God, you can do nothing. So you have to like have a God factor and just pray about your exam. And once you do your best, you leave everything for God. So I just want to give a quick tip for the exam day. So I had my exam 7 o'clock a.m. and this was straight out was the exam. So I had 7 a.m. and I went before then, few minutes before then, and I got there and a lot of people were there. See, please don't go late, don't go and phone big boy. You're going to miss, either you miss the exam or you not start early. Please better come early. Let you be anything that you want to call you, but just come early. Hey, I also have a tip for mornings of the exam day. So I just did revisions. I didn't cover everything. It's quite impossible to cover everything, but it's possible. I'm not saying not possible, but it's possible. But I didn't cover everything. So that morning I said, I've not read this one. I was quite overwhelmed, but I just had to calm myself down and like just do a quick revision. Then after the revision, I just did a quick revision in the Life Changer novel and left for the exam center. So on getting there were quite a number of people there, so we now started thumb printing. This took a whole lot of time because some people's thumb were not printing. Don't mind it before, they had to like try this person go, this person try. So just the summary of everything, go early. No matter what's happening, just go early, it's better. So when you get there, please try to calm your nerves. Especially if it's your first time taking JAMB, calm. It's not that deep. I was quite overwhelmed at some point, but I was not really nervous when I got there, like very, very nervous. But when I got to the exam, to the table, because when we entered inside, we stayed outside for some time before we entered inside. So when we got inside, the long awaited days, yeah. So it was quite how will the exam be, how will the question be, will the things I read come out, will this one, you just ask yourself a lot of questions, but my mom is calling. So in summary, just calm your nerve and trust what you've already studied, and trust God. That's just it. So when you get there, just answer your questions, calm down, start from the one that is easy for you. Start from the one, like I started from what did I even start from? I don't know, but I started from when I was planning what I will start from at home, like where I'll start from now. I'm not sure I really followed that, but I think I started from biology. Yeah, biology, and English, chemistry, physics was the last. So I just answered the ones I was very comfortable with before I went to the ones that just that kind of thing. So please, these are the number of tips I have for you to get 300 plus. But the overall is to trust God, pray, have a God factor, then have a motivation that this is what I want to get. And when you work towards it, you see, even if you don't get up to that, you will get a reasonable amount of score. Is that correct? You get a high score. Please read, study, pass question, take notes, underline key points, write down key points, study with your textbook and your past questions, and get ready for the exams. CBT is also very important. Okay, CBT is also very important. So I'm going to write down a list of everything I've mentioned in the description box, so you can check it out for a summary of everything. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more. I'll be posting videos I made during my preparation and how I prepared for it. Okay, like during my preparation, I was making videos then. So and also the plannings I made when preparing. So if you like the video, share to anyone you know that's preparing for JAMB. Please don't consume this information only yourself. Share to your people, people you know that are writing JAMB this year or any other year to come. So please subscribe for more updates, and your likes and your subscriptions keep me going and just like encourage me to post these videos. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next video. All right, thank you. And I also pray for you in your JAMB. May God help you. May God give you the strength to study and navigate through this, because it's not really easy. It's a bittersweet journey, but it's not that very deep. It's not very deep, but it's deep small. Thank you for watching. Bye.